Chapter 18, Example 4. In October 2010, the Gallup poll asked 510 randomly sampled adults the question, generally speaking, do you believe the death penalty is applied fairly or unfairly in the country today? Of these, 58% answered fairly, 36% said unfairly, and 7% said they did not know. Question. From the survey, what can we conclude about the opinions of all adults? So let's make a confidence interval. We have a random sample of adults, and 510 adults is less than 10% of all adults. (510) times 0.58 would equal 296. This supported the death penalty. And 510 times 0.42 gives us 214 that did not. Both at least 10. I can use the normal model for a 1 proportion Z interval for those that believe the death penalty is fairly applied. So we'll get some statistics down there to the side. Remember, do this in order, check conditions, write your statistics down, find your standard error, your margin of error, and then the interval. So our sample size, N, is 510. P hat is 0.58. And Q hat is 0.42. Our standard error of P hat will equal the square root of P hat times Q hat over N. So the square root of 0.58 times 0.42 over 510 which equals 0.02186. It didn't tell us a confidence interval, so we're going to go with 95%, which means our Z star is 1.96. So our margin of error of P hat will equal 1.96 times 0.02186, which equals 0.0429. Our 95% confidence interval, which will be 0.58 plus or minus that 0.0429, will be 0.5371, 0.6229, so finally we can state our confidence interval. I am 95% confident that between 53.7% and 62.3% of adults think the death penalty is applied fairly. So we're saying that we would expect 95% of our samples to contain the true proportion. We're hoping ours does.